You know, like, do you love me? Do you want me? Are you gonna call me like you said you would? Is this really your real phone number?
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Becoming Her. It is your girl, Nina Simone.
And this is your girl. I was thinking about the music. I was like, whoa.
Oh, no, the music is kind of loud. But it's all, we're going to keep this. Okay. Yep. Music is kind of loud. I'm going to try to blur out as much of the music as I can, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and this is your girl, Julia Brunetti.
She was a little late, but we got there, okay? Y'all, today, it's been a while. Let me just start there. It's been a while. We've all been dealing with, we've both been dealing with, our own personal things. Life got to just moving, honestly. Got to moving super fast with dance for me. And then, what's been up with you?
Just work.
I feel that though. But, that started taking a lot of our time. So it's just been a lot going on. We've also been going through a lot of personal things that we'll kind of dive into. But it's nice to be back. How do you feel?
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I feel like it's been a minute.
It has been a little minute.
Kind of nervous first time.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But we back into it, okay? And this episode is all about the art of detachment and acceptance. The art of letting go. So letting go isn't always a bad thing. It's not that we don't care about the certain person or the certain whatever, the job, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to even be relational, but it can be anything. So it's not that we don't care. It's just about how do you move on from things? How do you heal during that process? And so, baby, what you gonna do? Are you gonna sit there and be stuck in that same cycle, or are we gonna move forward? So we got our girl Shaniqua with us today.
Hi, y'all.
Period. Okay. She's also a dancer. How long have we known each other now?
Ooh. Maybe I feel like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you did that.
Oh, the ooh, my.
Yes.
Dang. Okay. That's when you first met me?
Not the first one, but the second one.
Round session.
What is that?
I went.
This certain class that I had.
Yeah.
There was a certain class. I'll actually put a video of that specific class. But that's crazy that it's been that long and how much we've been able to see each other grow just dance wise.
So many projects.
Man.
So much.
Love it here. Okay. And then how long have y'all known each other?
Since I started fulfilling.
Yeah. Since you started fulfilling.
But she was the very first person that I talked to.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, she was very welcoming.
Oh,
good.
Yeah. We got good reviews. All right, so we just gonna go ahead and I don't got an icebreaker today, so we're gonna really just dive right into it because we're gonna get into some things today. All right, Julia, pop us off.
So, as Nina mentioned, today is going to be around detachment and acceptance, I would also say. So, diving into our first question, what does detachment and acceptance mean to each of us? I'd say, let's start with our guest.
Yeah.
Detachment. First of all, not necessarily
Wait, sorry, pause. Is it detachment or detachment?
Detachment.
Ooh, why did you have to
I thought you said detachment.
I said detachment.
I thought so too.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
It sounded right.
Yeah. My bad. For me, doesn't necessarily automatically mean something negative. And I think for me, it automatically means wellness and just taking care of yourself, making sure you're fine. So just removing yourself from any situation and focusing on you and making sure you're good. So whatever that means, just making sure your wellness is okay.
Period. I like that. What about you?
I mean, I love the fact that she had a very positive view of it.
Me too.
Wait, it's negative
for me.
Right. For me, the attachment and acceptance, man. Now I gotta attach. I gotta go. I gotta accept the situation and move on. We already know the drill.
But you're more emotional though.
I am.
I'm not as emotional.
Yeah. For me, it's definitely. It's good. I guess what makes me feel good about it is that I know that I feel like I've somewhat mastered it. So it's I know how to do it. I don't let myself, trip out over it. But at the same time, I definitely see it as man, now I gotta go through all of that again. Yes, I know how to go through it, but
it's hard for me too.
That's gonna be a lot of work.
Interesting.
It is hard for me too. Once I think, like she said, I kind of view it negatively at first, but then when I'm over it, when I'm detached, I'm like, oh baby, that was easy, but I'm like, yeah, then I view it positively because I'm like, I got something good out of it. Now I'm back to myself. I've rediscovered myself or whatever. But at first, when you're in it, to me, detaching is so hard.
Interesting. I detach too easily.
Really? Oh my
I
God.
do, and I have to do like the opposite of you. Like I have to check myself and allow myself to be emotional. Because I will remove myself.
What's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Really?
Yeah.
We're both Tauruses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I'm work. Just focused on things. Focused on myself. Very selfish. In the best way, though. In the best way.
Yeah.
I actually not jealous, but there's a lot of people that they're just good being independent. They don't feel the need of a partner. They don't really feel the need of having people around, even friends. And I'm completely the opposite. And I really wish I had, like, when I see that, I'm like, man, it would make my life easier to be able to feel and think that way in a little
It
bit.
has its pros and cons. Because I literally have to remind myself to be emotional. Like my friends, even down to hugs, my friends will be like, I know you don't like a hug, but I'm going to give you a hug.
Don't like her. Now that we can relate on.
I know you may not say I love you back, but I'm going to let you know that I do love you.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right.
Like Shamari will tell me like, I love you or I miss you. And he'd be like, you don't miss me? I'll be like, I mean, yeah.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is. That part of it is hard. I feel like we relate in that sense because I don't know what that's about either. Like where the root is. I'm not sure because even me, childhood wise, I was always loved. They told me they loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always pretty. They fed that into me. So I'm wondering why that's so hard for me to display to other people, especially friends. But in romantic relationships, super easy.
That's what I was about to say. When we went on a trip and you said you were a lover girl, I was like, really?
Yes.
I was shocked to hear that.
Yes. I think it's because of the way I was raised.
Yeah.
Seeing my grandparents together for so long. Seeing, like, there's really no divorce in my family. So everybody's been together forever. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I've seen. My parents had, my 26 years, I have never seen anybody break up.
Okay.
So it's just like...
beautiful.
No, for real. And I'm blessed to have seen it because I know that it exists. You know what I'm saying? So that's what gives me hope. But I think that's why I get so attached to the, baby, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Let me see. Oh, what does detachment mean to me? Oh, no, we already said that. Period. Okay. So how has your view of detachment evolved over time?
Getting into my first situationship did make it hard for me to detach because then I became the emotional person. Then I lost myself. So trying to, and I never thought I would be that person, but trying to detach from that, like I couldn't even sleep alone. I had a hard time sleeping alone.
Really?
For a solid maybe month, I was down bad. I was down bad. And me. What? But like once I figured it out, I've been fine since. But the right person can bring out those emotions to make detaching hard. But me by myself, I'm usually fine.
Yeah, but it was just that situation.
It was that situation.
And how long was that?
4 years. 4 years of a situation.
Wait, a situation though for 4 years?
Because I've been so focused on myself. So in that time period, I graduated college, got into my career, focusing on school, focusing on certifications and job growth. So I didn't feel like I was in a place to be in a relationship. But I didn't expect myself to play house though. That was the problem. I didn't expect myself to be in that though. It just kind of happened because that connection was there. So detachment was hard.
And like how long were y'all playing house?
Essentially, like 3 out of those 4 years.
Oh, wow.
The last year was when I was trying to wean myself off.
Slowly but surely.
Dang. So I learned.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was tough.
Like I already kind of like have a problem detaching from somebody that is like not even here, you know what I'm saying, all the time. So just imagine me staying with somebody every night.
Yeah, it takes me a while though to like get those feelings for people. So like some people can get it in a month. Me, it took a good year for me to like really like him. So everything was kind of spaced out. It's just once it happened, it happened.
It was there. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
What about y'all?
Baby, detachment is the same for me. Like I said, I view it the same way. But I guess now that I've grown up and matured a little bit, I will say detaching is it's a healthy practice too. It can be viewed as a healthy practice. I think if you just kind of shift your mindset about it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of that process, it's such a beautiful thing to see yourself like back to where you were before that person even came in, you know what I'm saying? Or before the trauma even happened or whatever may have happened in the situation. So I think it's, once I like sit back and stop being so inner child Nina and stop being so petty about detachment, you know, it's actually like a nice healthy practice.
Yeah.
What about?
No, I agree.
Oh, okay.
I agree. At the end of the day, as I said, I guess for me it evolved more as far as before it was something that was just not even like a choice, you know? It was like, like I have to learn how to detach from this person.
She do say detach now, I hear it. But it's your accent.
Detach. It's because I said detach. Detach without the A.
Yeah.
But, thank you for the reminder. But yeah, no, I feel like before it was just more of something that I felt like I had to do, especially because I would never willingly do it. The crazy thing is that I would always stay in a situation until the other person, like I did not have the strength to make the decision to detach from a situation for my own good.
I agree.
So it would just be like, I would just sit in it and hope that things will change, you know, and I literally would, I remember I would just sit there and be like, man, I can't wait for this person to just get tired. You know, at this point, I might as well just act crazy. Well, not crazy, but, you know, just be emotional. Yeah. And if the person gets tired, well, then just leave me because I don't have the strength to do it. So
just leave
I'm just going to almost push you to do it at this point. Because if it's your decision, there's no way back. Like, I know that that's your decision. I just have to respect it. But it was hard for me to make the decision and not look back and try to go back.
Go back.
But if it's your decision, I have to respect that boundary.
That's real.
So
I never thought about it like that.
Me neither.
I feel like it's not a healthy thing. That's what we hear now because we grew out of it. But it wasn't good. And so it shifted from that to, okay, even though it hurts, even though I don't want to, even though there's a million reasons that I can find, you know, that would make me want to stay, there's also this one reason which is pretty big that it's like it's good that you do it for yourself.
I love the
it still sucks. The heart hurts, but
yeah, for sure. Period.
Wow.
Okay. Well, no, for real. Have you ever had a moment in life? Well, you just said that you had to detach from this situation, right? What was that process like? What did that feel like? Like, how did you get through there?
I'm always very self-aware. So I knew early on this isn't going to work and I need to remove myself. I just couldn't. So it just got to a point where it was interfering with my sanity and my peace, my sanity, my peace. Everything was starting to be affected.
Oh, wow.
So, and I was not the person that I usually am. I wasn't the bubbly person anymore. Super negative. Just everything started to slowly change. Yeah. I was late to work. I never called out of work before and I called out to a job for the first time. Like I was losing myself. Oh, wow. And I just said, no, I can't do it. Like I need to go back to who I am and what I want to do. So like I said, it was hard. It's very hard. And never cried over somebody before, but I'm all about peace.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's what matters the most to you, which it should for everybody, hopefully. But yeah.
I think that for us women, like you read it everywhere, but it's true. Like we checked out mentally before being able to check out of the situation.
Absolutely.
But I think that that's still the unhealthy thing for us because you should be able to leave before you get to that mentally checked out point.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm working on at least. But, you know, when you check out, it makes it very easy to leave because at that point it's like, you're like, you just step out one day, you wake up and it's like, man, I really lost everything because of this person.
Man.
Yeah. Like,
the reality check is crazy.
You know? And so it's like, why am I, like, after you lose everything, you're like, why am I even here? I would be better off alone. Okay, but why do you have to lose your happiness in yourself, you know?
I mean, that applies to friendship too, though.
Yeah.
A lot of friends. This new friend group, completely new.
Oh, wow.
Completely new. No college friends, one high school friend. We're still cool, but most of my friends, I started completely over. I wanted people around me that matched the energy that I have now. So I was detaching from them too.
Yeah.
Their problems, their constant complaint. I do not like people that complain a lot. I don't. I live I'm here to have fun. I'm here to enjoy this one life I have type energy. The people that didn't harvest that, nope.
Ooh,
so,
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's something that I need to start applying to like any type of connection I make, whether it be platonic or romantic. Because, and even family sometimes.
Family too.
Family members. I mean, I have a great family, I'm blessed, but there's nobody I've ever felt like I've had to detach from in my family. But some families, I be seeing it like firsthand if I'm like at a family event with somebody, and I just be like, okay, have you ever, but I'm not going to dig into that because it's not my business, but it's just like, I think it's healthy too to practice that with anybody.
A job.
Yeah. If it's not adding to
any
your
type
peace,
of relationship.
Any type of relationship.
Literally. Coworker, boss, it doesn't matter. So, child, like I thought, I be thinking too, like, I always try to be, I think that's why I try to be the best leader that I can be in a sense of dance, because it's like at one point somebody could be like, I'm not too fun, and everybody's not gonna like you anyways. But my thing is, I don't want anybody to ever feel like they have to detach from me because of the way I might lead something or the way I might do something or say something. But everybody has their own opinions, so we all try our best.
But that's why I look at it as a positive thing, because I'm looking at it as you're just going back to your peace.
Yeah.
For me, it's not negative.
Yeah. So if you leave for whatever reason, I'm not taking it personally. And I think that's something that I used to do back when I first kind of started teaching or whatever the case may have been. I kind of like always compared myself to the next person. And, I would see certain students at their stuff and not mine, so I was starting to think like, what is it? Or because they used to come and then they stopped, you know what I'm saying? But then my mom had to start telling me like, girl, everybody's not meant for you. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you just said something about the peace, it just must be more peaceful for them, not in my environment, which is okay, because then it's going to be more peaceful for me.
Or, I mean, there's even some people people are with you for no reason or season, but it's like maybe, it's like, okay, like
their season's over.
Their season is over. And it's like, that too, there's nothing beautiful. You were part of their season, they were part of yours, so you both enriched, poured into each other, you poured into them, but then, they're, whether that maybe they're more into a different style, or maybe they want to experience. So it's like, I think that that's why at the end of the day, even though the experience might be bad with a person, I cherish each connection that I make, even if it hurts me. Because it still was a lesson. It still, was there for a reason. And like, even if it was for a season, for a short period of time, it's still spitting bars here.
Okay.
Still pouring into me. It still got me something. Now, of course, like what it pours into you, I do think that it's based on your mindset. Because you can let that pour negative, thoughts into you, resentment, stuff like that, or you can just take the positive and just accept it and
for sure.
I love a good lesson.
Okay, because even one more, sorry.
No,
because even my girls Charity and Paige, right? That was an energy I had gotten so used to being with them and like feeding off of them as far as dance wise goes. And not that I'm detaching from them or anything. I think we've just all went our different directions, which is beautiful to watch. But it's like I had to kind of get out of that. I was so used to that, the trio per se, right? I was so used to that, and it was like when it kind of left, I was like, dang.
Yeah. I think that's why attachment scares me.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't even realize at the time that I was attached to this idea of this trio, and it may not even be that, because I don't think I get attached to people. I get attached to the outcome and the idea of it, you know what I'm saying? And what it could be. I'm like, I got visions of what this trio could be, you know what I'm saying? Like I get attached to that. So for me, when they kind of dispersed and we all kind of went our separate ways as far as dance goes, and we all explored different things, I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. Because then you're trying to replicate that, or you're trying to find that energy somewhere else, but
it's never gonna, it'll never be
but
the
you
same.
can find another one.
Exactly. So I'm happy. Again, that's why I said it's evolved. Detachment has evolved for me because so much comes out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I was able to explore, connections with other people. So, period.
Well, and actually that goes well into our next question, which is why do we hold on to things even when we know they no longer serve us? So I guess like what is that thing that even though like that just makes it hard for you to detach, to walk away? So I guess for you said that it's the
idea.
The idea.
Like the outcome, because I see the vision. Yeah. I'm like, okay, if it's me and a man, I'm like, I could just see this being my husband.
You just start envisioning your story.
What we gonna tell our kids?
So maybe that's the thing too. It's like learning how to place like a stop. Because I totally do it too, but I feel like it's definitely just learning how to put a stop on that.
Take it day by day.
But then coming from a person that's not that emotional, I think on the flip side, I'm trying to allow myself to have that feeling more. So it's like I'm trying to envision how to be a little bit more attached without being too attached. It's tricky. Like, I wish I had your emotions sometimes, but I do. Just a little bit. A little bit. But it's tricky to navigate. It's tricky to navigate though. But like on the flip side, that's usually how I feel. I'm like, I wanna envision this perfect life, this perfect marriage, these kids. But this mine right here.
So what is the thing that keeps you attached or that makes it hard for you to walk away?
Consistency, a person just being reliable and showing that they want.
So would you say that in your situation, that situationship was consistent?
That was the biggest difference, was the consistency. Was everything was just lining up so perfectly. I was getting the keys to the house.
Can I say
garage code?
Would you say consistency or I hope that's the word, like comfortability? As in both. You guys,
I was very comfortable. Very comfortable.
And that's just you're comfortable in the reality. It's different to step away.
Definitely that word. I would use both. I was comfortable and it was consistent. So there was no questioning of anything. I never did lost trust. None of that. It just and that's what made me fall into a situation for that long. Was it felt right, and then I just got to a point where I was like, no, you're not the person for me because we're too much alike. We're not really, we're not benefiting from any of this. We're fine. But there's nothing that I feel like I'm growing from being with you. That was essentially why it didn't work out. Was I knew what I wanted for myself. I know I'm not an emotional person, but I want to be. You're not bringing that out of me because you're fine with me being.
That's not true. Like, it sounds like you guys at the end of the day were getting along, but it was just like, even though we get along, it's like.
It was safe.
There's no growth here.
It's like I don't see that romantically growing.
Yeah, that routine will get you.
It will get you.
It will get you caught up.
So safe.
Totally.
Yep. You're so used to being on the phone with each other every day. So used to, like you said, falling asleep together every day. That can get you that's what'll get you attached to. That the idea of where y'all could be, so the potential, and then also the routine. I feel like those are the two things that really get me, and why I stay in situations way longer than
I feel like for me, it's also totally the potential. I wouldn't even know how to describe this, but it's more like when you get it. And then it gets taken away. And then you're just there chasing it because it's like, man, like I had it at first. Like I know that this can happen. I've seen this. You know what I mean? Like I'm not crazy, you know? But now I don't have it anymore. And so then it's like, you just kind of get stuck because I guess it is the potential. Because
it's the potential. You see it. Yeah. Like, it's like, why y'all don't see it? But, it's because like, it's not meant. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we see it for a season. Again, that's just a little glimpse. I feel like we just get glimpses of what we're really going to have later in the future. And I just be like, dang, but I wanted it with this person. That'd be the thing. You want it with that specific person, but it's not supposed to be them. So,
you just have to accept it.
You have to accept it, and that's the hard part. Okay, child, let me see. How does fear of the unknown keep people attached to the past? And whoever has an answer first can answer. It doesn't matter.
The fear of the unknown. I mean, the safety of the known keeps you from wanting to try something new. It's, for me, that simple. Like, I'm going to stick with what I know because I know this and I know what I can do, what I can't do. I know how they move. I know how they breathe. But this new thing, I could take my chance. It could be great, but
it also might not be
Might
great.
not be.
Yeah.
So might as well stay with this, because that happened with me. With that situationship, I had many people that were coming in like, I'll do this for you. We can do this. I'm ready to get married. All of these things. But I was so afraid of losing that comfortability with that person, that moving on to that next person, I did not allow myself to do it.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah.
That's real. Mm-hmm. That's real, though. What about you?
Man, I had something that just slipped away. What? I swear. Hold on. Say the question again.
It was, how does fear of the unknown keep people attached to that?
Oh, yes. I think that fear of the unknown does come from not necessarily loving yourself. And maybe in that situation, like maybe you were when you stepped into it, but for different reason you just stop loving yourself. Because I think that when you do love yourself, when you're unhappy in a situation, you're not as afraid of the unknown, because it's like, you know what, like
there's better.
I love myself. Like, I know that I will find better. Like, I deserve better. Out there will be better. I'm settling right now. So
I think I agree.
It's not necessarily an answer to that, but I feel like
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
like, I do.
I can kind of agree with that, because I feel like in situations that I know where it's like there's definitely better for me. You know what I'm saying? There's better for me out there. I know it. But it's because, again, that comes with the level of self-worth that you have to have. And I think in so many failed situations and so many failed experiences, or, bad experiences, you could say, if you look at them that way. Me, I had a negative connotation of rejection. And for me, it was like when people would leave, or when people would like stop talking to me or whatever, I would continue to keep like a level of self-worth kept going down, which kept making me settle for things that I know beforehand, baby, you wouldn't even been able to talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
Like, you wouldn't have had any chance, like, had I had the level of self-worth that I had 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I be thinking about that. I think that's real. Like, the settling thing, you can start to settle so much that it's just like, this is just easy for me to be able to stay here and not go into another situation because I don't want it to work out.
And I think that also, and y'all tell me if y'all think that this is wrong, but I think that also for me, it's like, I generally do think that love at the end of the day is a choice. It's, you love somebody, but you decide. We all have the defects. So you decide to be with that person, because it's like, you know what? I've got to know you, and I respect you, your mindset, your values so much, enough to just be, I'm willing to make the decision to stick it with you. So if we argue, we'll figure it out, because I want you in my life, so we'll make this work. So I think that more than me leaving for fear, maybe like the unknown, I think that for me, it's more because I have that mindset. I'm like, well, what if this clicks in that person too? Because I know that.
Oh, shoot.
I know that. I want it. Yeah. So if you want it too, like, we can make this work.
Yeah.
And I think that's, then what gets me there. Because then I'm like, if I see that there's a little bit, of intent, it's like, if you wanted to make it work, then I'm like, well, I'm just hang around.
Yeah, let me stay a little longer.
Because I'm like, I don't want to just give it all up, when we could have just like worked for it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to, like, whoever is going to be your person, you're going to have to.
Yeah, in marriage, for sure. So,
yeah. That's what makes dating so hard. Love is a choice. But for some reason, they don't want to choose.
They don't be. Because you have to choose to commit. You have to choose to be honest.
It's not that hard.
I just think it's not that hard either. But I can't say that because, we not in these men's brains, and we don't know what they're dealing with for real. They just immature.
But they know what they want, and they know what they're doing.
They do know what they're doing. And it's just like, you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, like I said, like I was just trying to say. Maybe they're just dealing with some other, you try.
You're nicer than me.
No, normally, I usually don't think this way. I'll be like, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying, you guys, because men be saying that we don't.
Things.
Yep, that's
all it is to me. They overcomplicate everything. If you want a relationship,
or you don't. About that, A man would say that
Really?
A man,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
guarantee you, any man would say, no, you women come over.
Men always tell me that women are a lot to deal with, and I just be like,
In what way? Because I get told I'm not enough. Because I don't give enough.
okay,
I
that's
don't
real.
give enough of myself.
Well, but that makes sense. Because see, like our problem is that we give too much.
Too much.
So we overwhelm because we're giving too much and we want too much. But we want too much because of how much we put in naturally.
Into it. Yeah.
Now, I think that the problem here is that opposite attracts. So I think that we naturally are gravitating towards people that are not as much, but they just,
Don't require as
much. As you at the same time are probably, naturally gravitate towards people that do require a little bit more.
Too much.
Because,
they want to get married tomorrow.
Right. And they be like, you're not feeling me. You don't want to do this, that. I'm like, so damn, we just met yesterday.
Now, I do wonder though, I don't have the answer, but I do wonder what causes this opposite attract. It's like, why is it so hard, Like, why is it so easy for you as a person that doesn't require a lot to find somebody that just will reply?
That's true.
And why is it?
We don't run into those men.
We don't.
If we did, baby, I'd be in a relationship.
You all the one,
Right. That is very interesting. I never thought about. I assume. I don't know what I assume, but like
maybe they're just drawn to her.
But I
maybe they can feel our energy.
Too.
That we're too much.
I be wanting to take it slow. Let's date for a while. Let's get to know each other.
Period.
They be wanting to kiss on the first day.
Oh yeah, no. See, I'm not trying to do all that though.
Yeah.
I'm not physical anyway, so it takes a minute for me to kind of develop that physical connection. But once I'm in it though, I'm like, let me, Oh, okay. Let me not get too far off track. Go ahead, Julia.
Okay. Well, skipping on to the next one. The next one is a good one. It's actually, what is the, let's just talk about a little bit of difference between healthy attachment and shutting down emotionally. Because I do think that a lot of people just detach and like, I don't care anymore. Okay, but do you not care anymore? Or you're just completely emotionally and mentally checked out?
I don't think detaching necessarily means you don't care.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm detaching from a friendship, that doesn't mean I don't care. It may just be healthy for the both of us to detach from each other. Or maybe I'm removing myself from you because I want you to do better. Or I want you to focus on you. Or like sometimes you remove yourself for positive reasons. Like, do you. Be happy. Figure you out. We can come back together later. Maybe we're just not the right moment for us to be together. So
that's crazy. For me, it's like now and never. I don't know.
Low-key.
It's like there. Like if this ain't there, okay, I'm just gonna block you.
I mean, I'll be sad.
I feel you.
But I think the reality of it all, I'm a scientist by day. So I'm very logical and analytical with how I think. So everything's just, if this is what it is, we just gotta do it.
That's good. That's good. Yo,
I think that healthy attachment for sure. It comes in when it's like, even just in general from a situation, even after the situation, as you're going through it, I think it's when you can just look back at it, you can talk about it, you can learn from it, but it doesn't emotionally affect you anymore. Even though maybe the event per se was a terrible event, was a bad event, it's like you can look back at it. It's like you can open that box without that box affecting you. You know what I mean? But that box stays there. Like, it's always going to be there labeled with whatever happened.
Yeah, that's real. Oh, Lord. We got a few more
I definitely do
questions,
think that at first I would be more of the person that would just emotionally checked out. Because again, I would just let, everything happen. And then I was like, oh, well. But no, I definitely think that I'm okay with the attachment. It's still hard for me.
Like you're okay with sitting in your emotions?
Yeah, it's like it takes me a minute to make the decision, but I don't see it as much as a dramatic thing anymore. I'm just like, okay, like once I do make the decision, it's like, okay, like I get
what you're gonna have to feel.
It's you're gonna go through it for a week. You're gonna cry. You're gonna be sad, but it's okay.
Maybe once a week or two passes, it's a wrap for me. Yeah. It don't take too long for me though. That is a thing that I enjoy about myself. Like I love that. So I might be like liking somebody super hard or whatever, but once I'm off you, once like that 2 week period.
It's a little harder because I'm like a little bit delusional. And so it's like, I'll be listening to songs.
Oh,
And
you
like,
get into
movies remind me of it. Songs remind me of it. A painting would remind me of it. I see the sky. Oh my God, the sky is blue. His favorite color.
Oh my God.
You know?
I cannot.
That's adorable.
No, it
no,
is.
it's not healthy.
Because anything will trigger you.
Anything.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I just gotta get in the mindset that I'm gonna go through it, and I can't stop, you know, and I can't deem down the dramaticness of the moment for me.
Yeah,
you know,
because everybody's process looks different.
You know, but I just know that I'm just gonna let myself go through it, be dramatic, and then
no, period. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, about how long do you say it takes you to like?
It depends. I think like about.
So say if you're in a situation for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
how long would that take you to detach?
Honestly, I think that to not feel affected, like too sad about it, like probably like a couple of weeks.
Okay,
Like, I probably would still just keep it.
Think about, you know, every now and
you
then.
have to like stay at home, you know, socialize with people. You close yourself off.
I do. Okay, so at the beginning, totally. I'm like, I don't feel like talking to anybody. I don't have social energy. I very much isolate and just, you know, isolate myself from everybody. And then it's like I start snapping out of that a little bit, and so I start being more present because it also helps me distract myself. Until then, I'm just so into my everyday life that I don't even think about it anymore. I'm back to my routine.
I used to be the one that was a distractor. Like I would do a whole bunch of things to distract myself, but now I just allow myself to just sit through it, feel what I need to feel, and then because I feel like once I do that, I move quicker. Like it gets over. I'm over it quicker. I can process everything quicker. But that's as I got older. Like in the past year, that's what I've been doing. If I have something that I needed to detach from or whatever, let me just sit in it for a minute. It's gonna pass. This is only temporary.
Yeah, I feel like, just the getting distracting part would delay the process because it makes you feel good in the moment, but then you're not really processing it per se.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, well, I'm gonna have to process this.
At some point.
You know, so I might as well just do it now and just like be right into it, right into the tornado.
It's so interesting hearing these perspectives. I move on from stuff very quickly.
Really?
Very quick. If, let's say, it's 8 in the morning.
You break my heart.
Me and this person split up. By 4 p.m., I'm over it. I'm outside with my friends, and I'm just moving on.
4 p.m.?
Yeah.
So you don't even give it 24 hours?
I move on from stuff, and that's anything. That's any drama, anything that happens, I can detach so easily.
I love that.
Because I be in my own head. I literally be in my own head. And I kind of attribute that to like partially me not being on social media for real. Because I've always lived in my own bubble. I live in my own world. I live in the moment. I live in the real world. Yeah. So when stuff is bothering me, I have a moment where I may need to vent. I might talk to a friend. Probably won't for real. I may talk to myself. And then as soon as I get every emotion off of my chest, I've seen it from my perspective, their perspective, and I'm okay with how I handle it, move on. And that can happen in a day.
Period. A day. You know what? I'm going
I don't
through training.
like to dwell. You know, it's healthy to feel the emotions too. It's just that's how I've learned to handle it.
It works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Period. I love that. Okay. How do we shift our mindset from why is this happening to me to what is this teaching me?
Ooh. That's it. I love a lesson. Everything I go through is a lesson. Everything I do is teaching me.
So you
something.
invite the lesson.
Yes.
Okay.
Like even that situation, there's so much that I realized about myself. I say I'm not vulnerable. I was vulnerable. I don't cry often. I cried.
Period.
I didn't think I could be attached to someone. I was attached. I was all the things. So I just love learning. I'm always learning. My job makes me learn every day. So anything that I do, any friendships, anything, I'm a very observant person. Okay. So sometimes I may be reserved and I'm just chilling, not really talking much. It's because I'm just looking around and seeing everybody and just absorbing any kind of knowledge or positivity I can. So any bad, good situation is a lesson. Okay. Just your mindset.
How do you shift? Like, what is that switch?
I'll be completely honest. The Chris Brown.
I can't.
I hear the question. I had that. What was the question?
Yo, Chris Brown distracted her. Okay. It says, dang, where's it at? Oh, how do we shift our mindset from why is this happening to me to what is this teaching me?
How to shift that mindset?
You have any tips or?
I think that my biggest advice, personally, based on my experience, on how to shift that mindset is to get closer to your spirituality, whether that it's God or whatever you feel, you feel like you believe in. That really helps you because it takes just things out of your control and it just puts them into His control. And it's like, okay, at this point, this is happening to me. It's terrible. It's making me hurt, but I know that He loves me, and it's not like I don't see it as, I know that He wouldn't do something, why is He doing this to me to hurt me? Anything that happens to me, God loves me, and it makes it happen for my own good. So I feel like getting close to spirituality, whether that it's God or the universe, whatever you think, that entity is making that power is making that happen for your growth, for your own good. So I think that the key for me is spirituality. That's what helps me.
I was going to say the same thing.
Shift the mindset from, why is this happening to me? Like, okay, what am I learning? Like, why is this happening to me? As in, you don't know what I mean.
Yeah. Because a thing that I always like to say is, of course, not in the moment, and I need to get better with this. Whenever I am like first detaching, I need to automatically be like, this is happening for me, not to me. So everything, again, like she said, everything that He does is for the greater good, and we just don't see it yet. And it's not for us to understand. It's not for us to understand. It's not going to make sense. And it's okay to talk to whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in. But, I'll talk to God and be like, you hurt my feelings. Respectfully, you hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, you hurt my feelings. But I know and I trust that this is happening for me for a reason. So that way I can use it as a testimony later. And so I think, like she said, just growing in that area, and stuff like that. So as I'm going on this little dating detox and hiatus, baby, I've already... Hiatus. I'm going on it because I think that, again, I just want to like relearn who Nina was before all of the trauma, all of the hurt, all of like the negativity. I want to relearn who she was because when I look back at my baby pictures, I be like, look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look at this joyous girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how am I serving her today? Am I making her proud by settling for what these men might bring to my life? Or am I doing her justice right now? And I'll look back at that picture and be like, no, we are not. We gotta do better for you. And I just be like, I want to get that like little kid energy back. And, because I know that it was there. So it's like, I want to be able to find that again. So I think that's why I'm taking this little hiatus, girl. We're taking it month by month, really day by day. Because I'm trying to go like months, like 6 months. Yeah, I know. I know. It's definitely gonna be hard, but I think it's just gonna build my discipline. And I was telling you this, how like I pray for a man that's disciplined, I pray for a man that's consistent, but like you're not even those things yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So my thing is, if I can't be disciplined in every area of my life, how can I expect this man to come in?
I know that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like I want to go to the gym, right? And like I've been trying to be consistent with going to the gym, but I'm not consistent with going to the gym. And so it's like I want, a relationship where like maybe we both get up and both go to the gym, but I'm not even doing it.
You got to do it for yourself first.
Most likely, I'm gonna, we're gonna get there, and then because I don't do it, we're just gonna end up riding at home all day. And it's like
no.
Now, if I'm doing it, most likely you'll find a person that's like, okay, come on, I normally go at 8. Okay, let's go. So
you got to find that discipline for yourself first. You got to become what you're asking for.
Yeah.
And I think that recently I've like learned that, and it's kind of like clicked in my brain. It's like, girl, you not disciplined when it comes to spending your money, on food. You're not disciplined. You're not disciplined with your workouts. You're not disciplined with, just certain things. And it's like, how can you expect a man to come in and be disciplined for you, like display, or exercise discipline when you're not even reciprocating?
I think going off of what was said earlier, I think that's why a lot of times we tend to get attached to people that's not the best for us, and we settle and all the things because you're not okay with you.
Exactly.
You gotta work on yourself.
Yeah, and you want somebody to hold you accountable and do it with you, but you gotta be able to do it on your own.
Right.
Yeah. So Child, that's my little spiel on that. Spill on that, okay? If you asking for somebody, make sure you become that first and make sure you doing what you asking, because it's gonna be a repeated cycle. You're gonna keep attracting people that are just like you.
Yep.
So, take the meat. What my mom say, take the meat and throw the bones away. All right, so look, I'm gonna just read real quick with these Instagram.
Oh, that's right.
I asked some questions, 2 of them. It says, what's something you've struggled to let go of, and how did you work through it? So, quite a bit of responses. All right. Okay, so, should I say the names? Maybe not, because this was kind of deep. Yeah. Okay, so one person said, realizing you were attached for really no reason because you didn't love yourself enough.
Basically, there you go.
You just said that. Yeah, that's a good one. Hardest part is the blame I put on myself for staying in the situation longer than I needed to.
Ooh, that
I go through that phase.
That's real.
I'll be like, girl, what are you doing?
At the same time, definitely be kind to yourself, because it's like, like I've learned with me that it's like, gotta learn the hard way sometimes.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta get slapped real quick.
I know that.
A love tap.
Love it.
I know that I'm nice. I'm gonna sit around. I'm gonna get tapped, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna get beat up.
Won't do that. Okay. Somebody else said, learning that you have no control over these things and you can only control yourself. That's real.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm working on too. You cannot control somebody else. You can't make them see things the way you see them. You can't force them to think how you think,
Consider you. Yeah.
Trying to convince people that you're worthy and, that's just, it's so unhealthy, to be honest. And I've been there. So, telling yourself you are letting go now, but deep down the feelings are still there.
Ooh, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Cause you swear you be leaving. You're gonna leave, you're gonna cut them off. I didn't unblock, then blocked, then unblocked, then blocked. Yeah.
I can't. And then you go looking at the page.
Right.
Look at the page, block. Look at it. It's like, girl, come on now. Cut it out. We have to do better. We have to do better.
Yeah.
I cannot. Okay, the random memories that hit out of nowhere. Dang, the triggers.
Flashbacks.
Like you said, the music, anything will trigger you.
I don't experience that.
I don't really experience that either. That's so.
I'm like very fairy tale. Like I don't
Like fairy tale love.
It's like I'm the type that will make a CD, just to tell you that I love you.
Oh, period. Look, I'm like, period.
I'm like,
Yo, this is somebody's wife one day.
Physical touch, my first, but then I definitely think, I don't know, honestly, it's like even between acts of service and quality time. Because acts of service is more about somebody being considerate. It's like, well, the fact that, I didn't even ask and you just know me and you did it because, I needed it or it would have made me feel better. But at the same time, it's also very important for me quality time, because if I don't get that, then, I'm gonna feel like we're not attached in a way,
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna feel the lack of it. So for somebody to be present around me, it's very important.
Yeah, no, that's a big one. Quality time for me. Somebody said your plan wasn't a part of God's plan. Period. Letting go of dreams, fantasies, and plans you might have had, and accepting reality. Period. Yeah, that's a big one. And then what was the other question? There was 2. Hardest part about detaching from a person, situation, or outcomes. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Yo, I read the wrong answers to the wrong question. So look, those answers were for hardest part about detaching from a person, situation, or outcome. That's what those answers were from. This one says, what's something you've struggled to let go of? How did you work through it? So these are the correct answers. It says, worrying about what others think of me, and I had to get closer to God to get through it. Okay. Needing to be liked, viewed positively by everybody. You can't please them all. Self-reminders. Period. And yeah, those are the only 2 answers for that one. But yeah. So let us know. Again, those questions are, what's something you've struggled to let go of, and how did you work through it? And then the other one was, hardest part about detaching from a person, situation, or outcome. Let us know in the comments. And yeah, y'all have anything else to say? Any tips, or what should they take away from this episode today?
Self-love. Love yourself, know everything inside and out, know your triggers, know what makes you happy, know your safe space, just know yourself. Once you figure out yourself, everything just goes in.
Period. Spend time alone. I'll say
That part.
Take that away from this episode for sure.
I do wanna bring the spirituality back up.
Go ahead.
I think that's a great point, and it helps a lot with coping with your feelings, with accepting events, emotions, you know. So I think that just getting closer to your spirituality, it helps both with acceptance and the attachment, because that's what it is. That's what the plan for me is. That's what's
not
greatness.
This isn't it. So, yeah, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all watching. Shanika, we appreciate you coming and sharing some words.
This was great.
It was very spontaneous. I asked her at the last minute, so I'm glad she was down. But I think this was a great episode. I feel like people are going to be able to take some things from this.
Enjoy the conversation.
Maybe we can do a part 2.
And maybe. Okay.
A guy.
With a guy.
Honestly,
Sure.
I will say what I love.
I've been wanting to get naughty. Yep.
What I loved the most about this episode was how different our minds.
Yes,
it was so interesting to see the different processing. You know, like it was just, I loved it. I think it was great to just have both sides.
Yeah.
Because most of the times, you know, we're on the same side in a way, so we just speak of things the same, you know, with the same eyes. But I loved having like such a different
her perspective. Yeah,
different
for
perspective.
sure. So I'm glad it worked out the way it was supposed to. Again, let us know how y'all like this episode, and if y'all want. And we're not experts. We're not therapists.
At all.
We're
At all.
We ain't none of that, okay? We're just sharing our experiences personally. So again, we are just going off of the knowledge that we've experienced. If you want other knowledge, you go do research, man.
Yeah.
Okay? But other than that, we thank y'all for tuning in and watching, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Some of y'all go get washed. Some of y'all just go pop shit. Some of y'all just go talk. But none of y'all ain't really got shit. Some of y'all just look lost. I get this type of feel you ain't accustomed to.